wig lover, it's Heather from CysterWigs.com, and I figured it was time overdue for another AMA session. I'm not going to make these a regular occurrence just because they're very time consuming to make, but this one I felt was pretty important, so I wanted to go ahead and just sort of run with it. Particular asked me on the comments of another video I made, great presentation, so thank you. I've heard from Aesthetica Wigs that new wigs are coming out about now. I need a couple of adorable Joneses. Will it show up on CysterWigs too? I love the Jones, basically. And so let me read the answer that I gave her, and then I will kind of divulge a little bit more info about it, because it's not just Estetica. This is going on all over the wig world and has been going on for over a year. I would say as soon as most of our suppliers figured out about Instagram and the fact that you guys love Instagram, they started pushing new stuff very, very, very heavily at the expense of existing styles. And you'll get a whiff of that in this answer that I wrote her. We plan to carry them as soon as they have some in stock to ship. But at the same time, I almost feel like it's kind of not the greatest thing in the world to heavily promote products when you don't have any to ship. Or if you heavily promote products that you're only making in extremely limited quantities and then force people to go on very, very long back orders, right? Again, I'm getting ahead of myself. Estetica is very good at marketing their products, but as a smaller player, they do not have a handle on their production to meet with customer demand. If you ask around, you will see this is a common complaint with this brand. They make cute stuff, and it's true, they do. They make very cute stuff. And in fact, for somebody with a big head like me, I love their brand. But you have to either be a social media influencer, or you have to wait forever to get your hands on the products. And if you are familiar with the online wig community, and you communicate with members of the online wig community, you probably know that that's true. That's a big part of the grumbling about this brand, is that their stuff just is never available to ship. People are still waiting for Aspens and Avalons, you know, because they used to be called Aspen, now they're called Avalon, from orders placed before Black Friday, for example. That's true, and it's currently February, mid-February. I'm going to be kind of hands-off with putting their new stuff on our site this year until I see some kind of indication that they can actually fill those orders in a timely fashion. This is also true. Brooklyn, Avalon, Ren, and Blaze are all sold out. They've been sold out for months. Months. We get emails every day from people who are like, is this in stock yet? Can this ship yet? Can I order this yet? And it's agonizing because I want to sell them things. I want to sell them things, but I don't want to sell things to people and not ship them. I'm not in the business of selling people promises. I want to sell them products I can ship them. John Renault, Estetica, all the ones that promote themselves very heavily on social, they all do this, where they oversell the products, they drum up a lot of hype, and then they don't have anything to sell. Now, the products are cute, so the hype is not completely unjustified. The products are actually really nice most of the time, right? So it's not like they're, you know, somehow overplaying their hand. If we're the ones selling you the product, but we have to wait for, you know, Estetica or John Renault, whoever it is, to send us that product so we can send it to you, you know, because obviously they're making them, not us. When we can't ship those things in a timely fashion, who do you get mad at? Do you get mad at them, or do you get mad at us? That's a game I don't even want to play. Like, I don't even want to get in the same room with the possibility that someone's going to get mad at me and my company and penalize me and my company because they don't have products that they can ship while they're actively drumming up insane amounts of interest in those products. So this Jones wig that she's talking about from Estetica, at this time, it's not in this country. It is not available to ship. They do not have it in their warehouse. It's just not available. But yet, they sent out promotional material about it. They're getting it in the hands of influencers to promote the product. So they're selling, 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 even now when they don't have anything to ship. So by the time they do have something available to ship, those things are spoken for. They're already spoken for, which means by default, if you wait until the product release date, it's going to be on back order. And then anything after that's going to go on a longer back order. and a longer back order and a longer back order. Every year they get worse and it becomes harder to deal with on our end. And people get mad at us because we have just in stock notifications on our website that tell people when something is available again. But it's not foolproof. Like if Estetica gets a return, you know, it's gonna look like they have one in stock, but you don't know if that item is on back order for somebody else. They don't give us that information when they send us inventories. So it can trigger the release of that notice, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that item is available for you to buy, right? And that's part of the issue with automated systems. They come in handy and they work most of the time, and bots are perfect, but they're dumb and they don't really think about the context of the situation at hand. And in a situation like this, we can't even program that in. So that is the limitation of the just in stock notifications on our website. As a direct result of social media influence and the marketing that has tapped into that in the last couple of years, shopping for new products in the wigosphere has become kind of a competitive sport. I don't know if you've noticed that, but it's definitely become like a race to the top. Who can get it first? And if you don't get it first, you don't get it at all for like 6 to 8 months. Haha, too bad, so sad, you were too slow. Well, some people want to see what these things look like before they buy them, right? But the system is set up so that way people who aren't first adopters and don't race out to buy new based on FOMO, they don't get the products at all for months. It's so sad and it's frustrating, and it should not be like this. It should certainly not be like this year after year after year, and I'm just completely sick to death of it. And frankly, that's where we stand on this. So we're not really gonna be eager to push brand new things on this channel. You know, it comes at the expense of us though, because it's clickbait gold if you carry new things and promote them heavily on your YouTube channel and say, look, first look of new thing, you know, look what I got that nobody else got, you know, and then they can't ship, they can't buy. Like, I'm not a regular influencer, I own a store, which means that I can't just blithely promote things without also thinking about the fulfillment side of things. Other influencers who do this as a hobby or do this as a cottage industry so they can build a name for themselves on YouTube or Instagram, they don't have to worry themselves about how ticked off customers get when they can't get their products. They only have to show how cute they look. Oh look, you want to buy this thing? It's perfect. You'll want this thing. This is the only thing that will ever fill your needs. Oh my gosh, it's the best! Just because they got it for free. Come on. I'm so over it. I'm over it. Like, I love the products. I wish we could just keep it simple and just make it about, here are these products. They're great. If you want it, buy it, we'll ship it to you. Instead of, look at the fantasy, feel your fantasy. It's so beautiful. Live it, live it, live it. Oh, but you can't have it for 6 months. Ah! And then by the time you get it, you realize it's not really what it was cracked up to be. We see this all the time. People will wait 4, 5, 6 months sometimes for a back order, get the item, promptly return it, and they're super frustrated because they're like, I thought this was going to be the perfect thing. So-and-so on social media showed it off and it looked great. But then I got it after this long, long wait. And you know, the longer you wait, the more your expectations go up because you're like, this better be worth it. and then you get it, you're like, it's just a wig. But it's not a cure, it's not a panacea, and it's not perfect. And that's really my position on this whole thing. If you're gonna make something that makes somebody wait that long after hyping it up that much on social, it better be like perfection, like angel tears. It better be like the best thing that's ever happened in hair. And if it's not, then how can you justify the hype? I think after a few years, you kind of catch on to the fact that this is like a weird sort of ecosystem where, you know, the influencers like, yes, give me products and give me advanced releases so that way I can get my view count up. And the manufacturers are like, yes, do that, because then we can oversell these products and we can minimize our risks and only produce what we know has already sold. I do not think for a second that my customers don't notice that this stuff is happening. That's why I'm happy addressing it openly, because I always assume that my customers are smarter than the average bear. Like, that they're really smart and that they're paying attention, they're very plugged in, and that's half the reason why they enjoy shopping with us, because, you know, we don't talk down to them, we talk to them on the same level we're at. And so You know, we're not gonna just, you know, sell you the fantasy and then an IOU for a wig. I'll do that for only people who are really keen on first adoption. But then I'm gonna cap it and wait until they actually have a steady supply of stuff to ship to people. So hopefully that all makes sense. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section of this video. If you would like to see something addressed in a future AMA video, we're not going to do these on a weekly basis. I'm only going to do them sporadically as I have time at this point. But please make sure you leave those comments for us. And if you send us something juicy, who knows? We'll make a video about it. So thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great night. Bye-bye.